God ain't did shit for black folks. In over 400 fucking years, he ain't did shit for us. Like, he see that black folks over here struggling, dealing with racism and all types of bullshit. Yet he don't help us. It's like the only people that God is helping out are these white folks. Even the most ungrateful ones. Like the most evil people on the planet get the best treatment. And I'm just sitting up there saying to myself, what the fuck did we do? What did we do? Like, there's a reason why I just seen a video and it said God don't do nothing for the black community, and it's so fucking real. Like, if he is real, he don't do shit for the black community. Just like how y'all be on Obama ass, oh, he didn't do nothing, he didn't do shit, he didn't do nothing. God ain't either. So what the fuck? Y'all only gave this man 7 years to try to prove y'all some shit, and he didn't do it 7 years, but y'all still fucking kissing God ass. Like, that's crazy.
Shalom. Before I do anything, I want to start off by giving all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai, Bahashem, Rachak Wadash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone who do rule well. Peace and salutations to the hopeful elect that is scattered abroad. And with that, this is Brother Samak coming at you with another lesson. Lord will. This is edifying. As you see, man, especially with these women, but all of our people, you know, starting not to believe things and just giving up and going and there's this thing going around as far as we have to get ourselves out. We are our own gods, and we have to get ourselves out and all this stuff like that. Which we are gods. Well, not these women, but we, as the men, are gods, because the scriptures say, even Yahushai, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ, said, "Is it not said in your law that we are gods?" Right. So Salakia, hold up. See if I can. There you go. But yeah, is it not said in your law that we are gods? So, that being said, a man, right? We are gods. We are sort of powers, right? So, Salakia, whew, dang. But going back, you got to realize this, that we can't save ourselves. And you women, you men, I'll say you so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, you giving up, you know, you stop believing, you stop trying to search for him. Guess what? And they ask, like, why isn't God doing this for me? Why isn't God doing that for me? Well, what are you doing for the Lord, man? What are you doing for the Lord for him to even try to get you out of the situations? That's the thing about our people. They only cry out for the Lord when bad things happen to them. You know? Let me get a couple of scriptures real quick. First thing I'm thinking about, I'm sure there's a one in Jeremiah too, but well, let's get I can go with Jeremiah. Jeremiah chapter 4 and verse 22, I believe, right? Yep. Let me start up. Verse 21, it says, "How long shall I see the standard and hear the sound of the trumpet? For my people," seeing that is possessive, my people. Okay, and the Lord's people, the Most High, Yahweh's people, is who? You so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, man. Okay, my people, for my people is foolish, and they have not known me. They are Sodom's children, and they have none understanding. And it's true. You see that. That's why they're saying all these things as far as what did God do for us, and not realize what the heck that they did. They're not even understanding the fact that they did a lot of wrong. You know, and you think the Most High is gonna treat bad behavior? You know, no, he's not. Okay, it says, They have no understanding. Right. They have no understanding what the Lord wants and what the Lord is looking for. They don't even care, you know? It says, they are wise to do evil, but to do good, they have no knowledge. And you can see that with majority of our people, man. You know? The fact that we're killing each other, where the scriptures talk about thy eyes should be evil towards thy brother, right? So, and then, it goes down to men leaving their homes, you know? These things is bad, man. So, that's why Esau Edom really did a number on us to where we're not ever gonna be really fully together, man. You know, you may come across a Jake and chop it up with him and talk, you know, which is really good. It's very wholesome. But at the end of the day, our people ain't shit, man. Excuse my French, but it's true. The fact that, you could be talking to somebody, and this happens a lot to me. You know, you could be talking to somebody, he's sincere, but the way that they're going is wrong, man. You know, they doing everything the wrong way. They're sincere, and that makes me think of this. This is Romans chapter 10 and verse 1. It says, brethren, my heart's desire and a prayer to the Most High for Israel is that they might be saved. Even Paul, he's basically saying that if it were possible, he wished that all Israel could be saved, and we wish that too for our people. But seeing how wrong our people are and the way that they're going, man, it's just, hey, the Most High got to do what he has to do, man. But best believe we're gonna get it right in the kingdom. When we're all together. No language barriers too. That's another bad thing, man. When talking to Northern tribe, man, Ephraim, so-called Puerto Ricans, so-called Dominicans, so-called, all these, man. It's just, we want to talk to our people, man, but that language barrier, it sucks. But no, we're all going to speak the same language, man. We're all going to understand each other. We're all going to be together, man. It's going to be beautiful in the kingdom. But that being said, though, wishing that all our people could be saved, but it's not the case, It's only the chosen. Okay, it says, for I bear them record that they have a zeal of the Most High, but not according to knowledge. And you see that, man. You really do see that. You see the fact that, like, they believe in a higher power, majority of our people, but and they for some things you could say that they have morals and everything, like they're but again, and you see like certain things where it's good, but it's bad, because it's like this, like these churches, right? You see them crying out for Lord, but they don't even understand that that's not even the names. They're calling on Jesus Christ, They don't realize that Jesus is a Greek name. They just falling in love with that name, man. That Jesus Christ, which comes with a doctrine, man. Just constantly fed these lies that we were told during slavery, man. So it's just sad, man, how our people don't even understand what's going on, man. The fact that they're being tricked, and not coming to the ways of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. But it says, verse 3, for they, being ignorant of the Most High Yahweh's righteousness, right, and going about to establish their own righteousness, right, man? They're just doing what they want to do, saying that, nah, the Lord ain't gonna do nothing for me, like that the first lady, It's sad, man, the fact that she, that's a good amount of our people just giving up, man. They're going to just do their own thing, man. It says, going about to establish their own righteousness, have not submitted themselves unto the righteousness of the Most High. You got to submit yourself, man. Have you ever really, like, and this is the thing too, man. Like, I remember in church, back when I was in the church and everything like that. I remember that tear jerk and stuff, man. You know, having you feel like you feel it, you know, like it's funny, but like that, like if you're down on your knees, you're asking the Lord to forgive you, asking the Lord to help you and everything like that. You're being sincere and you're sticking with it. You know, you actually, like the scriptures say, well, let me get it real quick. Here we go. It says, this is Hebrews chapter 11 and verse 6. It says, but without faith, it is impossible to please him. See that? And a lot of our people really don't have faith, man. And that faith goes into believing, man. You believe. And do you actually believe? Do you believe? That's the question. You could say all this stuff, but like, do you actually believe? You know, that's the real question. Because a lot of our people, they may say and I'll tell you this, boy, the way I talk, but I'll tell you this, man, like, our people really are good actors, you know? They're good actors, even in the church, man. You see, they're really good actors, man. You know, that's why you see us, Jake, in the movies and stuff like that. He got the best actors, but even off camera and everything, Jake is the best actors, man. You know, because they can act like a certain way, but it's like they don't even really believe it. You know, the scriptures talk about with their lips they do honor me, but their hearts are far from me. They're talking the talk, but really like thinking about it, because heart going back to the word lob, which means mind. So like, the mind ain't on the Lord, especially when it comes to when they end up eating the crab, shrimp, lobster, catfish, pork, right? All this stuff, man. And then they do bad and they're not thinking about the Lord when that happens, you know? You got to think, and that's the thing. That's because they don't have that fear, man. That fear of the Lord, and that fear goes into respect, you know? If you don't fear the Lord, man, you lost, man. The scriptures say the fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom. But here it is, and the scriptures, and it keeps going. It says, but fools despise wisdom and instruction, roughly paraphrasing. So it's like you don't like wisdom. You don't like the wisdom and instruction, man. Like, you don't like this, man. It's like, it's crazy. But hey, that's the majority of our people, man. You try to tell them something, but they don't want to hear it because they feel like they already know, but they don't. You know, the scriptures talk about why should they be stricken anymore? It's like, it's no point to be beating on a dead horse. You know, it's literally like beating on a dead horse when it comes to Jake, man. You know, so again, but without faith, it is impossible to please him. And again, do you believe? Do you truly believe? That's the question. You know, I just like probably a couple hours ago, I was really thinking to myself, like, I'm asking myself so many questions, because it's like, this is the thing, man. The elect, right? They're peculiar, man. We are peculiar people in general, but when it comes to the elect, man, they're different, you know? You got to ask yourself questions, man. You don't ask questions? Like, what happens when you go from here? You know? What happens when, you know, like, you ever had those thoughts where you really feel like this is like a seminar, or this is like just a test you and what you're gonna do? You know, I had them thoughts way back when I was young, when I wasn't even in the truth, man. You know, So it's like Jake really don't be thinking these things. It's like, do you even consider these things? You know, like, it's sad how far our people like gone away. Like they're it's bad, man. As a people, we're destroyed, man, and there's no saving us. But here it is. We try to build up everything, and what happens? Esau destroys it. You know, somehow they just keep trying to bring in Esau too. It's just annoying, man. It's just like, just give up. But they don't. They love their master, right? It says, for he that cometh to the Most High must believe that he is. See? Must believe that he is. And that he is a rewarder of them that diligently seek him. So here it is. You got to believe that he is. Okay? What does his name mean? Yahweh. He is, or he what? Exists. He is to be. Right? So here it is. Our people don't believe that there's going to be a reward after this. They don't believe that there's salvation after this. They don't believe that there's hope, you know? But what does scripture talk about hope? Again, hope, faith. They don't believe in hoping that there's hope at the end of the tunnel, man. They don't hope. And mind you, when you think of hope, you think of it like an imagination, like they don't even have an imagination anymore. They don't have any type of vision. That's the point, yeah. Any vision for it, man. You know? Man, yo, I'm thinking of two things. Let me get this real quick. Man, yo. I think is it one word? ISO? Dang, I can't wait. Salaki, hold on real quick. I got it. I figured it was Revelation. Revelation chapter 3. Let me see. Yeah, this is it. Yeah, this is it. It says verse 18. It says, I counsel thee to buy of me gold tried in the fire. Let me read that again. I counsel thee to buy of me gold tried in the fire, that thou mayest be rich, in white raiment, that thou mayest be clothed, and that the shame of thy nakedness did not disappear, and anointed thine eyes with eye salve, that thou mayest see. Okay, I believe this is it, because again, what's that? Dang, I'm trying to think if there's another scripture, but basically, I feel like there's another scripture with it, but the point is the eye salve to see, man. The Lord gives us the eyes to see, man. You know. Let me see something. Let me see if there's any other one. Come on, I got it. This is Matthew chapter 13. Verse 16. Matter of fact, let me start up. It's 15. It says, wait. Yeah. For this people's heart is waxed gross, and their ears are dull of hearing, and their eyes they have closed, lest at any time they should see with their eyes and hear with their ears, and should understand with their heart, and should be converted, and I should heal them. Blessed are your eyes, for they see, and your ears, for they hear. Okay, and that's the point, because it's just, again, there's a lot of our people that have their eyes shut and their ears closed, man. Okay, that as far as they're not hearing, man. They can't hear, this tune. We're dancing to this tune, but they're dancing to the tune of this world, and that's the point, and that's the spirit. Because I was actually gonna do a lesson on that. I believe I didn't do a lesson on that. It was about tuning in to Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai and not tuning into this world, because again, it's two completely different tunes, man. Okay? The scriptures say what? We have piped unto you and you have not danced, right? So Israel in the whole was not dancing to this tune, man. They don't want to hear this tune, man. So it's just what's the word for it? Because what does the scripture say? Light has come into the world and men love darkness rather than light. So they don't want to hear this, man. They don't want to hear this music. It says, verily I say unto you that many prophets and righteous men have desired to see those things which ye see and have not seen them, and to hear those things which ye hear and have not heard them. See? So, and that's talking about now, man. I say we see, and like Elder Apostle Tahar said, right? We know more than the prophets of old, man, because this time is the time that they were talking about. Okay? This is that beast system that's gonna come about, man. Okay? This is the little horn. As it says in Revelations. Okay? So, that being said, this is prophecy, man. Prophecy unfolding. Okay? And we see these things. And the Wada Yahweh B'Hashem Yahushai, that we're able to see these things. So yeah, man, a lot of our people just blinded, But here it is, the elect is not blinded, right? This is Romans chapter 11 and verse 7. What then? Israel hath not obtained that which he seeketh for? Because here it is, you see a lot of Jake, man. They're asking questions, but, they're going into the wrong things, man. They're not realizing that what they had from the beginning, which was this truth, man, the Bible. What you had, this is where this is it. But here it is, you got Jake that thinks that they're so deep that they try to go into different books. They try to go into the book of Enoch and all these other false books and think that they're deep. And then also on top of that too, they trying to be like Esau, Edom, and going into that his science, right? His type of things and everything like that. But not realizing that everything we need is right here. They're seeking after things that they shouldn't have no business even being into. The scriptures talk about there's no end to these books, man. So you got to be careful when going into these books, man, because you're going to end up losing yourself. And you see that now. You see a lot of our people that come off and they seem smart. They talk a good game, but when it's time to react and start telling our people what to do, they can't tell you. That's why not everybody can be a leader. Not everybody can be. You could know so much about have all the knowledge in the world, but if you don't know how to lead, and you don't know that's the thing too. And honestly, forget that. If you don't have Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai, okay, by your side, man. The scriptures talk about if this be not of the Most High, Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai, it will come to naught, man. Okay? So, what was I gonna say? Salaki. Okay. But yeah, so it'll come to naught. So all in all, if Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai is not your foundation, you're screwed from the get-go. Okay, that's why our people go this way, go that way, but not realizing what's it, the that Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai is the way. Okay, Yahweh Shai even said, I am the way, the truth, and the life. No man cometh to the Father but by me. That's the way. You know? This is the way. Okay? But let me keep reading the Salakia for my long one. It says, what then Israel hath not obtained that which he seeketh for? Right? But the election hath obtained it, and the rest were blinded. See? It makes me think of I don't know why, but I'll say, well, just through the Spirit, really, how majority of our people, they're seeking to save their life. We're seeking after what we're losing our life to win and gain Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai. Okay, so the scriptures say, he that seeketh to save his life shall lose it, but he that loseth for my sake shall find it. Okay. So here it is. The elect is gonna lose their life for Yahweh Shai's sake, man. Okay. It says, according as it is written, Yahweh hath given them the spirit of slumber, eyes that they should not see, and ears that they should not hear unto this day. And David saith, let their table be made a snare and a trap, and a stumbling block, and a recompense unto them. Let their eyes be darkened, that they may not see, bow down their back alway. Okay? And that's the point, man. So at the end of the day, Jake is just screwed from the get-go, because they're just considering to go establish their own righteousness and not coming to the Lord. And I'll say this, the Lord has blinded majority of our people, to where they're not going to see and they're not going to hear, man. Because the Lord is looking for the elect, man. That's going to govern the body. This is going to be the governed body of the kingdom to come. Okay? So, yeah. But with that, I pray that you have been edified. I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'Hashem Yahushai, Ba'Hashem Rachak Kodesh. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone who do rule well. Peace and salutations to the hopeful elect that is scattered abroad. With that I say, Shalom.